What's up, guys? It's Ronde Barber, live from One Buck Place for your first film session of the year, presented by Microsoft. Thursday's 31-29 victory over the Dallas Cowboys was a little more entertaining than it should have been. But there was some really good stuff on film. I'd love to break down some defensive plays, but let's be honest, they gave up a lot of yards. So we're gonna stick to offense, and we're gonna talk a lot about my MVP of the day, and that's Rob Gronkowski. He's not a tight end, blocking tight end anymore, right? He's a receiving tight end. He hadn't said it this year. Anyways, let's go to the film. So this is a crucial juncture in the game. It's the start of the third quarter. It's the second possession of the third quarter, actually, for the Bucs. And it's right after Carlton Davis's interception put them in really good field position. So I'm gonna focus on Gronk here, and Gronk is in the slot. He's right there. He's a tight end on the line of scrimmage, and there's something interesting that shows up in this play that shows up later in the game, but we'll get to that. The theme here is Rob Gronkowski. And what I love about this play, this is my favorite play of the game for one reason. You get into a situation where Dallas is playing a lot of zone coverage. Well, here they're playing man, and quarterback has to recognize that, receivers have to recognize that, but pay attention to this route concept. You're gonna get a number one receiver running a clear out, you're gonna get a guy to the flat, and then you're gonna get Rob Gronkowski, the number two receiver, on an inside fade. And what made me love this play is that not only was it an inside fade, it was an inside back shoulder fade. Now, back shoulder fades are very difficult to execute. Obviously, a guy who's played 22 years in the league and a guy that's played 11 years with the same quarterback can execute this, and it's executed perfectly. Because this defensive player here has pretty good coverage on Rob Gronkowski, but the throw was perfect. The understanding between the tight end and the quarterback was even better, and it's a big first down. You can see it from the end zone here. Tom Brady, great protection all day, by the way. I don't think his jersey got dirty at all against Dallas. So, but this, I mean, he's still 44 years old and throws such a pretty ball. All right, 2 plays later, you get third down in the red zone, and Dallas, as most defensive coordinators are wont to do, they're gonna bring all-out blitz to try to make Tom Brady make a hurried throw here. Now, you see all 5 eligible receivers, 2 at the bottom, 3 at the top, all have guys lined up over top of them. Tom Brady's looking at this situation saying there's nowhere for this ball to go. But I want you to pay even closer attention to this connection that we talked about just a second ago. Tom Brady's been in the league a long time. Look at the communication between these two. They know that this is zero coverage. There's no help in the middle of the field. But what's unique about this play is that number 6, the defender that's lining up over Rob Gronkowski, has him man-to-man. Now, as a defender, I know this because I was a defender, if your guy blocks, they want you to rush the passer. And so when Rob Gronkowski blocks out, number 6 blitzes, right? But where the okie doke is that Tom and Rob Gronkowski understand this concept as well. And so when Rob blocks out, his guy replaces, he gives the old slippage on the guy that's supposed to take him now, the defensive end. That's a mismatch. Tom Brady realizes that's a mismatch and dumps it right to him. Easy throw and catch, touchdown Bucs. This play is something that you won't hear anybody talk about drawn up. You don't draw this play up. This is just complete understanding of the intricacies of football, and these two guys have the intricacies down to a T. And look, you see the free runner. He's going to hit Tom Brady, but you know this looks like a win for Dallas here for about half a second. And oh my God, Gronkowski's wide open, touchdown. End of the game. Remember what we showed earlier? That play to Rob Gronkowski. There was first a number 1 receiver. In this case, it's Scotty Miller running a little clear out post. Number 3 is going to end up in the flat. In this case, it's Mike Evans. He's going to run here, and then number 2, which is our target here, Chris Godwin, is going to run that inside back shoulder fade. And it's the exact same concept, completely different looking play, but the exact same concept of the completion to Rob Gronkowski in the first half. And to me, it's a totally different looking play. It's the exact same concept. Scotty Miller's running through. He's pulling that outside defender with him. Mike Evans is just an option in the flat if this back shoulder fade doesn't look good to him. And then look at Tom, just understanding that this is where this play is going to be made. Doesn't matter that the coverage is good. The coverage was good on Gronkowski earlier. The coverage is great here on Chris Godwin, but it's just the understanding that I love. The concept of the play being executed at the most critical point in the game, and it allows the Bucs to get in field goal range. And of course, Ryan Suckup kicks the go-ahead field goal with no time on the clock. And like there was a lot that was left to be desired about this football game, but the execution when it mattered, it ended up with a W for the Bucs. So that's your film session presented by Microsoft. I'll be back next week.